So this is something I've been talking with Stacey Abrams about in terms of course, she's created this organization, American Pride Rising, which is one of the leading groups really defending DEI and other remedies to move towards equality. And so in this context, like I'm saying, she's sharing with me this concept of minimum viable community. So I would say two things. So one is think about what is that community? It's a 10-person text thread that you could actually create that you would then be in communication with around different issues and things that are coming up. And so on an ongoing basis, as you see different articles that explain things, if there's an interesting podcast such as this one that you want to share with people, et cetera. So that's one piece, is finding your minimum viable community and working with them, staying in communication with them. The other piece is what I'm calling these swamp audits. And I think these minimum viable communities can do that. Because all this data is, we're this data-rich society, all this technological revolution. Look at the composition of the leadership of different either organizations or entities or corporations and the allocation of money and positions of power. And so a lot of times in like local government areas, the city council, the school board might be somewhat more representative, but who's actually getting the contracts that are being let? In most particularly places where there is money management going on, who's managing that money? And so conduct your own swamp audit. You can go to a city or a county. Where are the pension funds invested? Who is managing those? This is public money. This is the workers' money. And so ask for that list of people who are managing that money and then look at the representation and overrepresentation of white men in terms of that particular realm. That's a swamp audit. And then have the conversation. Go back to the decision makers. And so you can post all this on social media. Or you can go to a city council meeting, present this information, and ask them, are we going to have a hearing around who is managing the money of this city? And why is that so overrepresented in terms of white men? Which then ultimately leads up a question around double bottom line investments and ways that, so why don't cities, as part of their investment strategy, give mortgages to school teachers so they can be local to the community and have roots and also pay that mortgage back, which will be an investment coming back to the city. And so there are things like that that could be done. And so individuals can advance that work. So get your minimum viable community, your crew of people, conduct a swamp audit on a particular target or institution or organization, and then insist upon a conversation, and then after that conversation, ask what's the plan of action to redress that situation.